Two sides look to build on strong victories as they opened league play in the Concacaf Nations League. It is Belize and Anguilla from the TCIFA National Stadium in Providenciales in the Turks and Caicos Islands. I'm Donnie Barnes. We see the pitch conditions in the Turks and Caicos Islands today, 88 degrees, just a slight breeze, beautiful weather. It is humid, as you would expect. There is the chance of rain as well. But overall, decent conditions to play Concacaf Nations League soccer here today. Here's the current table in League C Group B. Three teams in Group B, Belize and Anguilla, as mentioned, both opening up with wins. For Belize, it was a 4-0 victory. For Anguilla, a 2-0 victory, both over Turks and Caicos. And so these two sides potentially vying for the group victory and the automatic promotion up to League B for next season's Nations League. Remember, the team that finishes top in each of these League C group tables will be automatically promoted up to League B for next year's CONCACAF Nations League edition. And the teams that finish in second place have the opportunity to potentially qualify for Gold Cup qualification if they are the best second-place team. And see just a few raindrops starting to move in. Mentioned there was the threat of rain. It looks like a little bit of that is arriving now. These two sides set to take to the pitch in just a moment. And for Belize, a 4-0 victory in their group opener. It was a resounding win as they played extremely well over Turks and Caicos. That took place on Friday. Orlando Velasquez, Michael Palacio, and Jordi Polanco, who scored a brace, were the goal scorers for Belize in that match. The Jaguars will play Turks and Caicos again on October 15th and Anguilla on October 12th in the second half of this group stage. Those games will both be played in Belize. For Anguilla, mentioned that 2-0 win over Turks and Caicos last Wednesday. Jermaine Hughes and Lamar Carpenter were on the score sheet for them in that match. And they will play against Turks and Caicos on October 9th and Belize on October 12th. To round out group play. And so with just the three teams in this group, and that's the case across League C, three teams in each group, and with Belize and Anguilla looking like the top two teams in the group, today's match takes on a lot of importance in terms of determining who might go on to win this group and earn that automatic promotion spot to League B next year. And of course, the Nations League is such a big deal, especially for these smaller nations who, of course, prior to the invention of the CONCACAF Nations League several years ago, just didn't have the opportunity to play many competitive matches very often at all. In fact, for some of these island nations, it was a matter of only playing one or two matches every 4 years at the very start of World Cup qualifying. And they would often be eliminated right away and then not get to play again at all as a national side for another 4 years. And that just isn't sustainable for growth and momentum. And so this Nations League has been instrumental to these island nations getting a chance to develop and play games regularly in a competitive fashion against each other, and it's a wonderful opportunity for these two sides here today. You see them take to the pitch. We'll listen to the national anthems and come back with starting 11s and kickoff in just a moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to this 2024 Concacaf Nations League anthem of Anguilla.
No matter the level, no matter the venue, no matter the setting, the playing of each side's national anthems is always a wonderful moment before an international match. And these two today, Belize and Anguilla, getting set for action in this League C Group B match. You see our match officials there all wearing the bright yellow kits today with the yellow socks. Let's see the starting 11s. First for Belize, who have Charles Tillett between the posts, a back four of Muschamp, Polanco, Jones, and Lennon. Ramos, Chi, and Guerra in the midfield. Ramos and Velasquez are the two up front. Belize will be in their white kits today, coming off that 4-0 victory over Turks and Caicos in their last match. Belize taking their customary pre-match starting 11 photo. Two captains about to meet at midfield. Charles Tillett is wearing the armband for Belize today. As we see our match officials, led by Stéphane Douar, who is our center referee, Raimundo Feliz, Jade Salamatin, and Cleon Cully. Round out the four officials for this match today. Jermaine Hughes is the captain for Anguilla this afternoon, as they will wear their orange tops with the blue shorts. Looks like those few drops of rain that we were starting to get when we came on have eased off for now, so hopefully we will be totally clear for soccer over the next 2 hours.
The head coach for Anguilla is Keith Jeffrey.
So the coin toss ceremony is complete. Captain's picture with the officials. And here's the starting 11 for Anguilla now, with Jelani Lawrence in goal for them. Owen, Ippenson, Fabian, LaBlack, and Fleming across the back line. Connor, Francis, the captain Hughes, and Lake Bryan in the midfield, and Smines and Carpenter, the two strikers at the top of this 4-4-2 formation. Keith Jeffrey, the head coach for Anguilla. Carlos Slusher, the head coach for Belize. There you see Belize in their white tops with the blue sleeves and the red numbers. These are two very good-looking kits.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
There you see Anguilla's colorful setup today with those orange tops, contrasted with the navy blue shorts. It will be Belize to kick things off today. Under sunshine for now. Belize will be attacking from left to right across your screen in this first half. Still a minute away or so, a little less than a minute away from scheduled kickoff. So the match officials waiting for that turn to the top of the hour so that we kick off right on time. Concacaf always excellent about starting matches exactly on time. The clock has ticked to the top of the hour. There's the opening whistle. Let's enjoy this together. We are in motion here in the Turks and Caicos, Belize and Anguilla, in a potentially crucial match that could go a long way towards determining who wins this group and earns automatic promotion up to League B for next season. Early challenge and a good one, won by Kieran Lake Bryan, and he goes charging down this left side and muscles his way into the area. Looks to get the cross in. It's blocked out. It'll be a corner. Strong start in these opening 30 seconds for Anguilla. Well done by Lake Bryan there, winning that challenge and creating something positive from it. So what can Anguilla produce from this first set piece of the match? They take it short and then return to an angle and then serve toward the far side, but that is overhit and out for a goal kick. The initial execution of that short corner routine was textbook. Work it short, work it to that angle at the top of the 18. Gives you a more favorable angle to swerve something dangerous into that attacking area, but final delivery, final ball was not on target in that case. This ball punted long, and the first touch for Anguilla's goalkeeper, Jelani Lawrence. And look at the very lush green setting and surrounding of this pitch. The TCIFA National Academy, this facility mostly hosting football or soccer matches, has a listed capacity of around 3,000. Located on Providenciales, which is the largest island in the Turks and Caicos chain. Home to just over 23,000 people at the last census. Anguilla, their bright start continues, trying to slide it into the area, but out comes Belize's goalkeeper, Charles Tillett. He read that well and smothered it. But Anguilla showing some danger in these opening 2.5 minutes. Now Belize looking to go on the attack for the first meaningful time. Making inroads down that left side. The ball last off the attacking player. That's Najib Guerra, who was able to work his way down that left side quite a ways before running out of room. Anguilla showing good confidence coming off that 2-0 victory over Turks and Caicos in their last match. That was a historic victory for them. Anguilla getting through a round of World Cup qualifying a few months ago. It was early this year, in fact, that preliminary round was played against Turks and Caicos. They won that over 2 legs on penalties in the end after a pair of draws, as this is out for a goal kick. That win over Turks and Caicos on the 4th, just under a week ago, was a landmark victory. And even though it's just one win, it's the kind of thing that can give so much encouragement to a national program. As this is poached away, and it's a 2-on-1 suddenly for Anguilla. Great chance for them to open the scoring, but it's beaten away by Charles Tillett. Huge early stop for Belize, as Anguilla continue to pose threats in these opening 5 minutes. It was turned over, it was slid through by Jared Smines, and it was hit by Lamar Carpenter. But Charles Tillett well positioned and punched it away. It's been a sleepy start for Belize. Guilty of a couple dangerous turnovers in their own half. Talking about Anguilla's historic victory over Turks and Caicos 6 days ago, that followed a couple heavy defeats in their first two World Cup qualifying matches, having gotten through that preliminary round against Turks and Caicos back in March. They played those two qualifying matches on the 8th and 11th of June. They actually hung around against Suriname for quite a while, as this is pinged into the area, and a chance for Jelani Lawrence to absorb that one. This will be a foul on the first free kick of the match for Anguilla, 6 minutes in. So Anguilla's group qualifying opener against Suriname back on June 8th, a game that Suriname were heavy favorites in. It was played in the Valley in Anguilla. It was only 1-0 to Suriname with about 75 minutes gone. But Suriname poured on 3 goals late and won that 4-0 as this rolls through on Charles Tillett, who can pick it up. Then Anguilla traveled to Puerto Rico and lost 8-0 in Bayamon. They had also lost a friendly to St. Martin back on May 26th as they prepared for those qualifiers. Earlier this year, they had a 1-1 draw in a friendly against St. Martin, not to be confused with St. Martin, of course. So 3 draws to begin the year, then 3 defeats, but then that victory over Turks and Caicos 6 days ago. Such a big deal for this program. Now Belize with a ball into the box, and their first opportunity flashes wide from a header. First time Belize have been able to cut Anguilla's defense open. That was Jordi Polanco who had the opportunity. And he'll feel he could have done a bit better. It's a very good cross from that far side, and Polanco maybe got up a little bit late. I'm not able to guide it on frame. We've spoken about Anguilla quite a bit over these opening 8 minutes, of course, for Belize, nicknamed the Jaguars, as some of you are very well aware. This one skimming off the top of the 18-yard box. It was a handball, and it will be a free kick for Anguilla. Belize, a program that's been growing quite a bit as well. They just unveiled a new crest, a new logo not long ago, featuring a very fierce, snarling jaguar. Their secondary nickname besides the Jaguars, the Unbeliezables. They're a fun side to watch and to follow. Mentioned their 4-0 victory over Turks and Caicos. That came on the 7th, so just 3 days ago. So there is quite a disparity in the amount of rest these two sides have had since their last matches, as this is put out for a Belize throw. So Belize playing on the 7th just 3 days ago. Anguilla playing on the 4th 6 days ago. Could perhaps be part of the reason why Belize have started this match a bit more sluggishly, but created that chance just a moment ago. Maybe starting to find their way a bit. Prior to that victory over Turks and Caicos 3 days ago, Belize had lost their previous 2 matches. Those were also in World Cup group qualification in Concacaf play. They lost 4-0 at home to Nicaragua on June the 8th, and then a 3-1 defeat at Guyana on the 11th of June. That game against Guyana was played in Barbados. Anguilla looked like they would win a counterattack there. Belize able to keep the play alive for a bit before it's won back, and Anguilla with a chance to break now. And on the sprints, this is Kieran Lake Bryan again. Able to gallop down that left side. Second time he's gotten free in these opening 10 minutes. Takes it with his right. It's a good strike, and it's punched away. Charles Tillett with his second save of the match. And as Kieran Lake Bryan continues to look dangerous in these early stages. Watch him chop this onto his right and have a hit. No hesitation. Not sure if that would have quite been on frame in the end. Looked like it might have been curling just wide of that far post, but still a really good effort. And Charles Tillett couldn't take any chances, and he punched it clear. It is a corner for Anguilla, their second of the match. Corner taken by Kane Connor. His high out-swinging ball. Headed clear once and then a second time, only to the edge of the area, and then further cleared out to midfield. This appears to go out off an Anguilla player. It will be a goal kick. So Belize, prior to those last two World Cup qualifying matches on June the 8th and 11th, they played two friendlies in March. These were two games against Puerto Rico, both of which were played in Belize. They drew 1-1 and then defeated Puerto Rico 3-0 in the second one on March 24th. So they've had a couple victories this year. But the one 3 days ago in a competitive fixture. Free kick here for Anguilla. See the foul, which was whistled against Orlando Velasquez. Ball down this left side, and they have a man free again, Anguilla. Jared Smains tries to cross in, but couldn't beat the first defender with that one. He's then able to intercept the outlet. Tried to play it along for Kieran Lake Bryan, whose subsequent ball didn't reach a teammate. And now a free kick for Belize that they take right away. Belize have qualified once for the Concacaf Gold Cup. That was back in 2013. They went out in the group stage, but that was still a terrific achievement for them just to get there. Also competed in the old Central American Cup. Best result was fourth place in 2013. The Belize national team created in 1995. So they will celebrate their 30th anniversary next year. See and hear the rain starting to come down again here in Providenciales. Belize looking to construct something. Brandon Jones. And then Raymond Ramos. And Jardale Muschamp. Lost it. Anguilla looking to spring the counter. A little bit of miscommunication at the back there for a moment for Belize, and they were almost in trouble. Jared Smains was marauding, trying to hunt down a turnover. Now Belize with the overlap down this left side. The low cross put in. Comes to the top of the area. And then served toward that 6-yard box. Anguilla able to hack it away for now, but only as far as Ramos was able to turn and maintain possession. Polanco getting turned in a pocket of space, playing the 1-2. This is good play from Belize. Trying to unleash from the top of the area. Shot does come through. It's on target, but Jelani Lawrence able to gather it. Orlando Velasquez with the strike. Maybe didn't catch it as cleanly as he wanted, but still an effort on goal. And Lawrence had to deal with it. Much better from Belize. See the early shots. 3 for Anguilla, 2 for Belize now. Long ball for Anguilla out of the back. They're able to win the second ball. Lake Bryan keeping possession. Nicholas Loblock launching it down this right side. Will it stay in play? No. Goal kick for Belize. And this is League C of the Concacaf Nations League. 3 groups of 3 nations each in League C. Group winners of each group automatically promoted up to League B for next year. The best second-place finisher will also be promoted. And all 4 of those promotees will also qualify for the Gold Cup qualifiers. Very important games for these nations involved. Trying to grow and build their programs, generate interest, recruit more players who might want to play for future editions of their national team. Free kick for Belize, just at the edge of the attacking third. Ball drilled in from that left side and goes well wide in the end. Not sure if that was intended as a cross or a shot. And an Anguilla goal kick coming up. There's that attack a couple minutes ago from Anguilla. Again, it was good agility from Kieran Lake Bryan, and then good technique as well to get this, if not quite on frame maybe, very close to on frame. It does appear that maybe it would have headed a couple inches wide, but still a great strike. Now a bouncing ball and some confusion initially on the back line. Been some hesitance there for the center backs for Belize. A couple times on those long balls, and Anguilla come right back. And they have some space on this right side, trying to slide it in. It'll go all the way out for a goal kick, but the idea was there. And I think the lane was there as well. Pass just slightly overhit. We will have cooling breaks in this match at the 30 and 75 minute marks, or whenever there's a stoppage after those points in the first and second halves. Belize able to track this down by the midfield. Chance for both sides to catch their breath after what's been a fairly hectic opening 18 minutes. Anguilla starting to drop back a bit. Belize gaining some territory. Toward the top of the 18, it's chested along, but cleared by Anguilla. They're starting to get hemmed in here. Belize starting to look more confident, but trying to turn it around the corner there was Ramos. Didn't have a teammate running onto it. Down for Brandon Jones. This is more the kind of game we thought we would see here, with Belize having the majority of the possession. Anguilla made a really good start. Didn't capitalize on a couple of opportunities. They might regret that at the end of the day. 1-2s on the top of the area. That didn't quite work for Jardel Muschamp. This will be headed back to his goalkeeper by Jalen Lennon. Misplaced pass there. And an Anguilla throw as we approach the 20-minute mark of this opening half. Here you see Jalen Lennon, plays for Verdes FC. Throw taken by Alexander Fleming, trying to bounce it toward the top of the 18-yard box. Looking for Lamar Carpenter. Anguilla have had some success early on with that high press when they're able to establish it, and they have a free kick here. See if there's any further action from center referee Stefan Duar. It was a high boot from Raymond Ramos on Kieran Lake Bryan. Looks like it will just be a lecture and nothing further for now. We'll have had a few attacking set pieces in this first half. Kane Connor over this. He bends it toward that 6-yard area. He's dealt with it pretty well. Back to Connor now, trying to beat the first man. Does, just about. Along for Lake Bryan. Dribbled around one defender. Went for a tumble and gets another foul. So another free kick, this one just outside the 18-yard area. These are good moments for Anguilla, just as Belize seemed like they were starting to take control of the match. Yeah, it is clearly a foul when you see it back there. Kieran Lake Bryan seems to have the advantage in those one-on-one take-ons, and he's trying to capitalize on that as often as possible. Raymond Ramos, the player who is shown yellow. So Ramos, the first player booked today, as we are at the midway point of this opening half. Belize head coach Carlos Slusher, very vocal on that touchline at the bottom of your screen. Kane Connor again over the free kick. Kane Connor with a strike on frame. There's Charles Tillett. Decent effort by Connor. Tillett would have expected to make the save and did, and now maybe something on the counter for Belize. Anguilla got themselves caught up the pitch a bit. Belize looking to capitalize with Polanco. Out wide it goes. A touch around one defender. Served in from the end line. It's a decent cutback. Taken by Ender Chi. He goes tumbling. Referee says get up and play on. Shouts for a penalty there from Belize. But on we go, and it's just a Belize throw in the attacking half. It was good work from Chi, and boy, when you see it back there, I think Anguilla might be a little fortunate. Not sure exactly how much contact there was, but the challenge got nowhere near the ball. It appeared to be pretty late as well. Belize now with another spell of possession. Brandon Jones. Gabriel Ramos. Jones again. Here the wind starting to pick up and whip up a bit more. Chip down that touchline. It'll be run onto by Orlando Velasquez. Defended well. Velasquez unable to get around those orange shirts. "25 minutes gone, 0-0, Belize and Anguilla. Chi. Brandon Jones once more. That's a heavy touch. Good challenge to win it back by Ramos. Otherwise, Lake Bryan would have been rampaging the other direction. Trying to step around a defender was Polanco. Able to keep it alive. Back to goal, edge of the box now. Polanco! And it squirms through and in. Opening goal for Belize. 26 minutes gone. And Belize in front 1-0. On the strike by Jordi Polanco. It squirmed under Jelani Lawrence. And Belize, after a 4-0 win over Turks and Caicos 3 days ago, on the score sheet first as well in this one. Well, Polanco, first time hit, struck it decently. Jelani Lawrence will be disappointed. Spin of the ball appeared to fool him, and he just didn't get down in time. Belize, who had to survive some early moments of shakiness, now find themselves in front. So Polanco with the opener in minute number 26. Belize currently in pole position to go top of the group with 6 points through 2 matches. That's a poor challenge. Free kick for Belize. Yeah, right through the back of the ankle there from Delani Francis. Sloppy from Belize. They get away with that. It bounced kindly right to another teammate. That's Polanco. Jones. Belize trying to press that advantage now, having gotten themselves in front a couple minutes ago. And their Chi keeps it alive. Toward the box it goes. Goalkeeper came out for it, headed up into the air, and then Lawrence can claim in the end. A miscommunication there between he and Nicholas Loblock. And the throw out intercepted, now struck with the left and touched over beautifully by Lawrence. Great save. Really good hit as well. And so Lawrence, after conceding a goal that he'll be disappointed with just a couple minutes ago, makes an excellent save there to keep Anguilla within 1 for now. Unleashed by Gabriel Ramos. So as we enter the 30th minute, it is a corner for Belize, their first of the match. From an angle, it was swung in and headed clear. Anguilla haven't had many attacks over the last 15 minutes or so. We'll have a free kick here. Approaching that first half cooling break. Another look at that foul, which was a pretty cynical one from Ander Chi. It looks like he has been booked. So Ander Chi, the second player carded in this first half for Belize. There you see Carlos Slusher. And this is the first half cooling break as we've eclipsed that 30-minute mark. Belize with the lead thanks to the 26th minute goal by Jordi Polanco. There is Anguilla head coach Keith Jeffrey. And it was a good start from Anguilla. They were able to press high. They were able to cause some Belize turnovers and mistakes and shakiness. A couple of very good chances. This was their best chance early on. Laid off for a strike on target by Lamar Carpenter. It was good unselfish play from Jared Smines to tee him up. Hit straight at the goalkeeper, Charles Tillett. Karen Lake Bryan, very dangerous in those opening moments. This was such a good effort from him, trying to curl it inside that far post. After opening up the space for himself to have that shot. Later a free kick was sent on target by Kane Connor. And then the opening goal, as you see a good save there from Jelani Lawrence. The opening goal arrived in that 26th frame, or 26th minute, with Jordi Polanco. Good first-time strike on target. One that slithered under Jelani Lawrence and into the back of the net. Coming up in about a half hour from now at the Bethlehem Soccer Complex, it'll be Barbados here in League C. They will take on the U.S. Virgin Islands. So these are the two matches for today in League C. In League B play earlier today, as we are back underway following that cooling break. It was the Dominican Republic defeating Dominica 2-0. A couple early goals there for the Dominican Republic as they cruise to victory from there. Anguilla able to win this ball back, but now the flag goes up for a foul, and the play is dead. Belize going long. Not going to go out of play, so it needed to be played by Velasquez. Sun's starting to re-emerge here in Providenciales. First half that is alternated between sunshine and rain. Belize looking for an opportunity, perhaps to cross one into the box, but Anguilla have defended that left side pretty well in this first half. Ooh, that's a bad challenge. Card immediately comes out, and it's a yellow. Pretty clear yellow for Lamar Carpenter, first player into the book for Anguilla this afternoon. Well, let's see that back. Now, that is as clear-cut as they come. Nowhere near the ball, through the back of the player. And he's fortunate that he didn't catch him with any more force, otherwise that could have been a red. So Lamar Carpenter, who had that early chance for Anguilla at the other end, now carded in the 35th minute. This is good play, and shouts for a penalty. The ball is out across the end line. It's a corner for now, and a corner it will remain. Referee Stefan Duar, again, not interested in the penalty claims. That's the second penalty shout, second big one that Belize have had in this first half. Yeah, difficult to tell from that angle whether the defender gets the ball or not. So second corner of the first half for Belize. Into the final 10 minutes of these opening 45. Lofted in. It was a decent opportunity in the end, I think, for Orlando Velasquez, who was towering over everyone in the box. Didn't get much on it with his head. You see the nice kit contrast in this match. Two really good-looking tops. Belize with that white and the blue sleeves, the red numbers. Anguilla with those colorful orange tops with the blue trim. Anguilla haven't been able to build much over the last 20 minutes or so. Belize have grown more and more in control of the match, but Anguilla do still pose a threat on the counterattack, especially with the likes of Kieran Lake Bryan. Belize have gotten better about containing him since those early minutes. And here come Belize into the box now. It's a good last-ditch challenge. He'll be out for another Belize corner. It's well done in the end by Nicholas Loblack. Otherwise, Belize were in. Have to look at that very good challenge to prevent the break-in by Gabriel Ramos. Corner taken by Najib Guerra. Guerra curling it back post. Simple take for Jelani Lawrence. Carlos Slusher, I don't think will have been terribly pleased with how his side started this match. They have improved as the first half has gone on. It's decent skill from Velasquez to keep that. Raymond Ramos. And with a win, Belize would go top of the group. They would remain top of the group, actually. They came in on top because of goal differential over Anguilla, but a win here would put them 3 points clear at the top and would put them very much in pole position for automatic promotion to League B next year. Good work to create some space and then find a player out of the midfield there. And it's Marley Ippenson Fabian trying to dance his way into the 18. He was stood up, though. Good defending. And Belize can work it clear. This left side for Anguilla has posed a threat for them in the first half. Belize seem to have adjusted somewhat, try to shut down that lane. Now playing in the bright sunshine. You see the light pole casting a shadow there by that midfield stripe. As we have played 40 minutes of this opening half into the final 5 of the opening stanza. Heavy coming together there. Referee waves play on. It's Kieran Lake Bryan who's just now getting up for Anguilla. There you see the situation. Jordi Polanco with the goal in the 26th minute. The difference in the game so far. A bit of space for Belize on this left. And they loop it into the box. Comes down. Opportunity for a shot perhaps, but it flies high and wide. Jardel Muschamp couldn't quite maneuver it into a favorable angle. Sliced across it appeared. Trying to get it onto his left. Anguilla, for just a moment, looked like they might be in on that right side. They've had some success in this first half going direct out of the back. It looked promising for a brief moment there. It's a good ball. And trying to get out on the run, Marley Ibsen-Fabian, but then he was tackled off it by Jalen Lennon. Well done by the Belize defender. Just when it looked like Ippensen-Fabian, might have been loose. Now Belize at the other end. Chance to strike in low. And batted away and then gathered at the second attempt by Jelani Lawrence. And a player down for Anguilla. And this is Marley Ippensen-Fabian. I think still feeling the effects of that tackle at the other end of the pitch a moment ago. Looked like his shin guard went flying. The foot was high from Jalen Lennon. He got the ball. Got the player at the same time. First real stoppage we've had in this first half, besides the cool break, of course. So we're in the final 90 seconds of the 45. We'll see how much additional time we will have beyond that. Anguilla using that long ball again. And Chi now. Space to roam through that center circle. Forward for Polanco. At the edge of the area. A couple orange shirts coming together, and they deal with it. We have an additional 2 minutes at the end of the 45. Trying to dribble through the midfield there. That was intercepted by Chi. And it starts a Belize attack. Chi has stayed down. Advantage played by the referee. And by the end line, trying to cut one back. It stayed in play, apparently. Polanco touches it down. Good first touch to cycle it along. Now Polanco again, the goal scorer. We're into that added time now, and from distance it flies wide. Not a bad effort. Goal kick for Anguilla in first half stoppage time. Anguilla look like they're content to try to get to halftime here at 1 goal down and try to regroup from there. It was a solid start from them. They had a couple good chances to take the lead in the opening 15 minutes. Belize growing more dominant as the half has gone on. It's Anguilla currently on the attack in the final minute of first half stoppage time. Have it on the edge of the area. Trying to work it into the box. It's an awkward lunge, and then it comes for a right-footed effort that loops well over the bar. Alexander Fleming with the contact. Goal kick for Belize, with the final moments of the first half ticking away. Maybe chance or time for one more attack for Belize if they choose to, which it appears they will not. And there is the halftime whistle from Stéphane Douar. And 45 minutes have gone by here in the Turks and Caicos on the island of Providenciales at the TCIFA National Academy Stadium. The 26th minute goal from Jordi Polanco separating the sides at the half in this League C Group B match. It is Belize 1, Anguilla 0. We'll be back with halftime highlights and stats in just a moment. almost set for the start of the second half here in Providenciales and Turks and Caicos, Belize and Anguilla. You see Orlando Velasquez feeling it there before we get underway again. Our match officials making their way back out onto the pitch, led by center referee Stefan Duar. Again, he's assisted today by Raimundo Feliz and Jade Salamantin, with Cleon Cully, the fourth official. It is Anguilla, still in the orange and the navy blue, with Belize in the white with the blue sleeves and red numbers. Belize leading thanks to a 26th-minute goal from Jordi Polanco in that first half. They will be attacking from right to left in this second half, with Anguilla switching from left to right. And it will be Anguilla to get things back underway with our second half kickoff. So Stefan Duar making sure everything's in order. See the fans on the far side with the umbrellas out as the rain has resumed. Looks as though the fourth official is still in a conversation with one of the officials on the touchline. Looks like we're about ready to play now. Anguilla with Marley Ippenson Fabian on that far side. He's now allowed back onto the pitch, and off we go for the second half. Anguilla again in the orange tops with the navy blue shorts. Belize looking to go straight on the attack as they slice it down this left side, and Najib Guerra facing up one-on-one, cutting onto his right foot. Pulling it back now for Andir Chi, who pings it back post and making a late run over there, just eluded that backside runner and goes out for a goal kick. Good idea from Belize, though. Strong start to the second half for them. It was a slow start for Belize in the first half. First 15 minutes or so, Anguilla were the better team and created a couple opportunities. Belize slowly able to gain control as the first half went on. Have the lead, now looking for a second, and this one is just over the bar. Andir Chi looking more and more dangerous as this game goes on, and in fact, that was Orlando Velasquez that time, cutting inside on his right and unleashing one that wasn't far away. The size and physicality from Orlando Velasquez, and he's shown some good quality on the ball as well. He's become increasingly difficult for Anguilla to deal with. Early on, it was Kieran Lake Bryan for Anguilla that Belize were having a hard time getting to grips with. See, the rain is really starting to come down now early in this second half. And here he goes again, Orlando Velasquez, this time bodied off the ball. Najib Guerra touches it down, looks to swing it into a dangerous spot. Awkward bounce, but straight to the goalkeeper, Jelani Lawrence. So we play in the rain now. Can make things awkward for defenders and especially for goalkeepers. Well, we saw Belize score with a shot on target in that 26th minute. One of those get it on frame and see what might happen, and good things happened in that case for Belize, and it'll become even more the case as this game goes on, especially if this rain continues and conditions start to deteriorate a bit. anything you can get on target could be valuable. That one read and put off the attacker by Marley Ippenson Fabian. And it's a goal kick for Anguilla. Here was the strike a moment ago from just inside the 18. You see the venom behind that. Just over the bar from Orlando Velasquez. See Keith Jeffrey there in the foreground, head coach of this Anguilla side. We've already had a historic year. We talked about it in the first half. Getting through the preliminary round of World Cup qualifying for the first time. Defeating Turks and Caicos Islands dramatically in a penalty shootout after 2 legs, both of which were drawn, 0-0 and 1-1. That was such a big, such a precious moment for Anguilla and their program. And then that 2-0 victory 6 days ago over Turks and Caicos. Another big moment for them. And their first competitive victory in normal time. It's a good pass for Ippenson Fabian. And into the box it goes. It's going to bounce on the far side. Some shouts for a penalty. And now a strike with the right foot, scuffed to the right side, and then blocked out. And it will be a corner for Anguilla, who are still insistent they should have had a penalty a moment ago. Delani Francis almost had it fall for him. His shot was then blocked out. Good moment from Anguilla as they try to get back in this match, only down by a single goal. They had a couple early corners in the first half. Let's see this again. The ball went to the right side. It was a good block. It was Jalen Lennon who got himself in the way, and that was crucial because that ball was hit pretty well. Not sure if Charles Tillett would have been able to save it or not. Swung in by Lane Connor on top of goal, and it goes off the post. A couple Anguilla players claiming it was over the line. I don't think it was. Anguilla so close to leveling the score. It was not dealt with at all by Belize, but they get away with it, and now they go up the other end on the counter. Into the box it goes. Anguilla trying to shield it out. That's a back pass. Goalkeeper can't pick it up. Anguilla looking to play their way out, and the foul goes, and that relieves the pressure on Anguilla. And they want to get things right back underway. Up and down we go. Exciting game here in Providenciales. As that attack didn't last long for Anguilla, and now they'll have to defend again. Velasquez trying to slide it infield. Back for Jelani Lawrence, who slipped as he tried to clear it. That's an example of those increasingly damp conditions impacting goalkeepers, making life trickier for them. Belize now just trying to calm things down and reassert their control of this match. After surviving that chaotic ball that bounced around and eventually bounced off the post just a minute ago. Najib Guerra. Some challenges flying in on the edge of the box. Belize keep it alive by the end line, looking to pull it back, and they do, and it had to be cut out back across that end line for a corner. Defended by Nicholas Loblock, who's had a couple key late challenges in this match. Let's see the scramble a moment ago. This ball left the goalkeeper stranded and appeared to ricochet off the inside of that right post. Oh, it came off the Anguilla player, actually. That did not hit the post on third viewing there, did it? It appeared to come off Jermaine Hughes of Anguilla. Meanwhile, the corner at the other end is headed away. And Anguilla should be able to get this one clear. So yeah, at first glance, even at second glance, it appeared that ball had hit off the near post. It actually hit the Anguilla player instead. It's still fortunate for Belize because, as the timeless soccer cliche goes, it could have gone anywhere, including in the back of the net. But it stayed out, and it stays 1-0. See this facility under construction behind that goal to our left as we have the first change of the afternoon. Anguilla will sub off Marley Ippenson-Fabian and bring on Kyle Lake Bryan. And they will also bring on Mecky Connor as he will replace Jared Smines. Smines, one of those players who had a bright start to this match. He was the one who laid that ball off in about the 7th minute for Lamar Carpenter, who was one-on-one with the goalkeeper. So Smines nearly had an assist early on. Didn't have a whole lot to work with in an attacking sense since then. So Connor and Lake Bryan for Smines and Fabian. First two changes of the afternoon for Anguilla. This is a Belize throw as we're 10 minutes into this second half, with the rain having eased off for now. 26th minute goal scored by Jordi Polanco. The lone one of the match so far.
For Anguilla in the 55th minute. Leaving the game, we have the number 15, Marley Ippenson-Fabian. And entering the game, we have the number 7, Kyle Lake Bryan. Also leaving the game.
Good challenge there by Kyle Lake Bryan, just onto the pitch a moment ago, able to win that ball back for his team. And they try to release the counter, losing its footing, turning the ball over. Belize can come the other way. And this throw will belong to them. And this is Group B in League C. These two sides seeking to gain promotion up to League B for next year's edition of the Concacaf Nations League. Belize right now would be in pole position to do that. You play 4 group stage games in each of these groups in League C, since there are 3 teams in each of the groups. You play each other twice. Belize, Anguilla, Turks and Caicos Islands, the 3 in Group B. This is to the top of the area, cleared away by Anguilla, and Lake Bryan looking to find an outlet, and does for Kane Connor. Outlet ball was blocked down partially, but Anguilla able to sweep that up eventually. And they have a free kick by that midfield line. The other groups in League C, Group A consists of Barbados, the U.S. Virgin Islands, and the Bahamas. Barbados with the early advantage there, having won their opening match. Group C says C's. Group C C's St. Kitts and Nevis, Cayman Islands, and the British Virgin Islands. Now, coming into this match, I mentioned the winners of each of these 3 groups will be automatically promoted up to League B, as Belize here on the counter looking to double their lead. Ball falls back to Orlando Velasquez. He drags it back for Chi, trying to cycle it along to the far side of the 18-yard box. That was cut away. Not a lot forward for Anguilla, but they do have a free kick. So again, the 3 group winners in League C all get automatically promoted up to League B for next year. But there will be 4 teams promoted in total. That final team earning promotion, that final nation to earn promotion, will be the best second-place team among the 3 groups. Coming into this game, after just 1 of 4 group stage matches, as we see the referee trying to diffuse that situation between Kane Connor and Jardel Muschamp. But Anguilla coming into this game were the best second-place team so far, since they won their opening match by 2-0. Goal differential being the primary tiebreaker. This ball is out for a Belize goal kick. So Anguilla with a win, and they were +2 in goal differential. Right now, the Cayman Islands have played 2 matches, and they're on 3 points. U.S. Virgin Islands on 1 point from 1 match played. So Anguilla decently placed at the start of this game. So it does make it important in these Nations League matches, even if you don't win, to at least keep the scoreline down so that your goal differential isn't harmed, and especially with the position Anguilla are in. We'll be halfway through the group, halfway through the competition at the end of this game. As things stand, even if they don't rally in this second half, if they were hypothetically to only lose 1-0, that would still leave them in a decent spot in terms of possibly being that second-place team, as that is a clear foul. It's going to be a free kick for Anguilla. The card is coming out as well. And a 3rd booking of the match for Belize.
No foco, no tengo foco. O sea, no tengo zoom.
They've not had a lot of attacking set pieces since the early minutes, Anguilla. We have seen Kane Connor take most of these set pieces for them so far as we tick past the 60-minute mark. 30 minutes to play. We're in Providenciales. Kane Connor lining up the free kick and tries to strike it on goal. And it balloons over and out. See the confirmation of the card a moment ago. Raymond Ramos was booked, apparently. So 3 yellows for Belize. Lamar Carpenter, the only player booked so far for Anguilla. A little bit of pressure being put on there by Polanco, and he almost was able to dispossess and be in on goal. Now Anguilla the other direction. They have some space on the edge of the 18. Appeared to come off a Belize player last. It is a throw for Anguilla down by that corner flag. Kyle Lake Bryan to take this throw. Now leaves it for Delani Francis. Francis launching it into the area. He's able to handle that. Good skill. Orlando Velasquez has had a strong match. Belize not able to find a way through, but still leading thanks to that 26th minute goal from Jordi Polanco. So it's a pretty clear pattern that this game is settled into, with Belize having most of the ball, but when they turn it over, Anguilla still do pose a threat, like they are right here. This is Lake Bryan into the area. Lake Bryan still. More shouts for a penalty, and the call goes the other way. Free kick for Belize. Well, it's the first time since fairly early in the first half that we've seen Kieran Lake Bryan be able to get out on the run in transition with space, and he's very dangerous when you afford him that kind of territory. Belize did a decent job since those early exchanges of limiting those opportunities for him, but not that time. And they were in some trouble, but they were able to deal with it in the end. You see the shots, 9 for Belize, 7 for Anguilla. Belize have had the possession heavily in their favor, but the actual opportunities created haven't been all that lopsided. Anguilla have certainly hung in well and have had some chances. In fact, the goal that they conceded, they'll be disappointed to have given up. A shot that Jelani Lawrence would normally save, you would think. Here's Najib Guerra, though, skipping down this left side for Belize and clipping it back to the top of the 18. Went behind everyone, and Anguilla looked to go the other direction. Not the best first touch from Francis. He gets a second attempt at it, though. And fouled Polanco. And a free kick for Belize. "25 minutes to play in Providenciales. Belize have led since the 26th minute today. See the fouls, 10 for Belize, 6 whistled against Anguilla. What good play this is from Najib Guerra. Sliding it inside. Now Polanco returning. Chance for a second goal from an angle, and it's sliced wide. The footing may have given way at the decisive moment. Closest Belize have come to that second goal that would surely put this game to bed. It was really good team play to open things up. And it was, I believe, Jardel Muschamp in the end. Yeah, Muschamp able to step around the goalkeeper. It was a deft move to maneuver himself around Jelani Lawrence, but then couldn't find the finish, as it looked like his standing leg gave out. And it was an awkward angle. And Anguilla a bit fortunate to stay within a goal for now. Now it's going to be a free kick for Anguilla. That's a bad one to give away for Belize. Not under any real danger or pressure there, and now they've invited a dangerous free kick. Delani Francis, the player who was fouled. Sloppy from Andir Chi. Nathaniel Owen is over this free kick. Different free kick taker this time for Anguilla. They swing it back post. Good job by Charles Tillett to come out and punch. He read that very well and got there with authority. And now Belize on the run the other direction. Anguilla stretched just 3 defenders back. Belize now hunting that second goal again. It's Chi onto his right. Andir Chi didn't catch it. He was dragging that wide anyhow, and Lawrence able to pick it up. Well, it's been an exciting game. Neither side able to find a ton of quality in the attacking third. But the goal from Polanco on a decent first-time strike from outside the box continues to make the difference so far. A triple change coming for Belize. As we see those three players ready to make their way onto the field for them, it's Michael Palacio, Jaime Mena, and Devin Garbutt who are going to come on. Looks like they're replacing Orlando Velasquez. Gabriel Ramos is coming off now as well. And we're also seeing Alden Foreman come on. So it looks like a quadruple change. Jordi Polanco has come off. He, of course, the goal scorer in this game. Velasquez also makes way. You see the confirmation of that. First touch here, and immediately taking a strike was Devin Garbutt. See, Gabriel Ramos has come off for Alden Foreman. Belize continuing on the attack on the right side. This is scooped into the area. Only one player to aim for there at the edge of the 6-yard box. Bounced past everyone. That's not great from Anguilla. You never want to let the ball bounce in your own penalty box, but they get away with it on this occasion. And it's tracked at the other end by Jalen Lennon. And Charles Tillett can use his teammate as we approach minute number 70.
Leaving the game, we have the number 6, Andir Chi. Entering the game, we have the number 21, Devin Garbutt.
Well, out comes Jelani Lawrence again to cut down that attack.
And entering the game, the number 14, Michael Palacio. Also leaving the game, the number 9, Orlando Velasquez. And entering the game for Belize, the number 20, Jaime Mena. Thank you.
So quite a bit of work for the public address announcer to do there, announcing those 4 changes for Belize. Remember, we'll have a cooling break here momentarily, and I think that's going to come right now as we've ticked past the 70-minute mark. And you see that Anguilla are about to make a change of their own, as they're going to send on Cardinay Rennie. He replaces Delani Francis. So that change happens right now. Now, there is a player down. That's why we haven't had the official hydration break just yet.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. Substitutions for Anguilla.
There you see the status with that clock ticking past 71. Jordi Polanco in the 26th. The lone goal today.
Number 11, Cardinay Kearney entering the game.
Ramos, you stay put. Bill, come on, Kevin, the Ramos to come on. I don't need to go. Bill, go quick, Bill. That's it. Why now? Get by the come. Good.
There's Najib Guerra. Skips past one. Back for the substitute, Michael Palacio. And then Garbutt. Now by that right side corner flag, did that ball go out of play? It is a goal kick. So yes, it did is the answer. We thought that Jordi Polanco had been subbed off as part of that quadruple change for Belize, but apparently not. We can see he's still on the pitch. So Polanco, the goal scorer, is still out there. But Anguilla still hunting that equalizing goal. Belize still trying to put the match away with a second. They have a free kick. So the restart from Belize. It appears we might have foregone the second half cooling break. There was that extended delay where I think both teams had a chance to take drinks. So perhaps we're not going to have any more stoppage for additional official hydration in this second half. About 16 and a half minutes remaining. A result that, if it holds, would give Belize control for now of Group B, and would still leave Anguilla in decent shape to potentially be promoted as one of the best second-place teams. Card is coming out here after that challenge by Naeem Wilson. He's the fourth player booked for Belize today. Wilson gets dispossessed first, and then that's a very clumsy challenge on his opposite number 11, Cardinay Rennie. So free kick for Anguilla, and Belize have been guilty of giving a few of these away. Anguilla hoping to punish them for it. Nathaniel Owen puts it into the mix. Bounces to the top of the 18. Not able to take it in cleanly was Rennie. And then it runs out of play, and the moment is gone for Anguilla.
Ladies and gentlemen, yellow card issued to player number 11, Naeem Wilson of Belize, in the 74th minute.
So into the final 15 minutes we go. See the confirmation of the card to Wilson a moment ago. Nathaniel Owen hitting it long into the penalty box. Second ball, and whistle goes. Flag was up for offside against Anguilla. Looks like we will have that second half cooling break now. So Belize continuing to lead thanks to that 26th minute goal from Polanco, as they try to be top of the group midway through this competition for them. And all of these teams in League C will play the second round of fixtures in this group in October. Some highlights from the second half so far. No goals in it since the break. This was an early opportunity for Orlando Velasquez, who cut in really well and hit it very well, just off target. Dangerous ball in there by Najib Guerra that bounced all the way through and could be claimed by Jelani Lawrence. The other end, Anguilla have had a couple moments. This was a really good and a really important block by Jalen Lennon to deny Delani Francis. Again, impossible to say whether the goalkeeper would have saved that strike, but Belize relieved that they didn't have to find out. And from the subsequent corner, a ball that ricocheted around very dangerously. We initially thought at the time it had gone off the post. You can see there it actually hit the Anguilla player by the side of the net. That was Jermaine Hughes who it ricocheted off of. And fortunately for Belize, it ricocheted in the opposite direction to the goal. So we've had the cooling break. 13 minutes remaining, plus stoppage time. Back underway with the goal kick from Tillett. Can't be kept in play by Guerra. Up in League B, by the way, similar story. Teams vying for promotion, in that case up to League A for next year. Right now, El Salvador leading the way in Group A in League B with 2 wins from 2. St. Lucia off to a great start in Group B. They've won twice. Curacao, the favorites in that group going in, but just a win and a loss for them in their first two games. So right now it's St. Lucia in pole position there in Group B in League B. As Anguilla trying to create something on the edge of the area there. They'll have an attacking throw. Group C in League B, Haiti off to a great start. 2 wins plus 9 goal differential. 10 goals scored in their first two games in Group C in League B. This cross put in, but scuffed off the side netting. Goal kick for Belize. Group D in League B, the Dominican Republic with a victory along with Dominica. Belize trying to restart their attack. Still just this slender 1-goal lead for them, which has felt somewhat comfortable for a while, but Anguilla certainly with their moments. They are capable of finding a goal. They have a player down here, though. Referee helping that player up. That is Kieran Lake Bryan for Anguilla. And now we play on. Throw to the edge of the area by that end line. It's kept in play. And this is an Anguilla throw. You can see Belize trying to set up the press as they look to hem Anguilla in here. These are important little moments in a match, and Anguilla able to swing it clear. But that still works out for Belize, nursing this lead as we enter the final 10 minutes now of normal time. Anytime you can defend a throw deep in your attacking territory like that and force the other team to just punt it long, keeps that clock moving, puts you back in possession. And now they can go on the attack again, Belize. That's a fine challenge. Belize keeping it alive, though. And that should be a free kick for Anguilla, and is. Time starting to grow short for Anguilla, although as mentioned earlier, if they only lose this game by a single goal, it still wouldn't be the worst result for them, as they look to at least earn promotion through being one of the best second-place teams in League C, and goal differential the primary tiebreaker, so with one more game to come against Turks and Caicos Islands next month, which would be another matchup that they'll feel they can do well in, as they did 6 days ago in that 2-0 victory against Turks and Caicos. If they can win that return fixture again, they'd be in great spot to still go through with promotion to League B for next year. Here come Belize, though, and this cross into the middle, bodied away by the Anguillan defender. Shouts for a foul on the edge of the area. That's not given. Polanco now still has the only goal of this match, back in the 26th minute. Raymond Ramos. Out on the left it goes for Michael Palacio. Steps inside with his right and curls one over the bar. You see that structure under construction behind that goal. As we'll take a look at this moment again from Michael Palacio. It's an apt metaphor, though, that building under construction behind that goal to our left. How so many of these smaller island nations within Concacaf, their national sides and their national programs very much under construction just over the last decade or so, as Concacaf has expanded so much and able to add more competitions like this one that have given nations like these the opportunity to play competitive matches regularly every year. This is turned over and a big chance for Belize out of nowhere. And it was put right at Jelani Lawrence, and Anguilla continue to hang around within a goal. They go up the other end and look for something of their own, and they're guilty of a foul there, says the assistant referee, and Anguilla see their bench on the near side disagreeing with that. Yeah, but he never touched him, their coach says. Now, look at this chance a moment ago. It was a missed touch by the defender at the near post. Nearly handed it on a plate to Belize, but Jelani Lawrence was positioned well. As we have less than 7 minutes of the 90 remaining. Belize continue to look for that second goal. Polanco. Guerra. Polanco again. Anguilla sitting back in a defensive block. And again, your normal inclination as a fan might be to say, why don't they take more chances? Why don't they push up higher? But again, with this tournament format, this group stage format, with goal differential being that primary tiebreaker, it's not a given that a team necessarily wants to push high and open themselves up potentially and take big risks. Even when they're trailing late in a match like this. Because there's a big difference, as we see Lawrence claim that cross, there's a big difference between losing this game 1-0 and losing it, say, 3 or 4-0. If you're Anguilla. The former is, again, not the worst result under the circumstances. The latter could be a disaster. So that's why we're not seeing them commit massive numbers forward, despite being on the wrong end of the scoreline currently. Anguilla looking for a loose ball here, and they find it. Able to settle was Cardinay Rennie. He's up against 2 defenders and wasn't able to split them. Slammed out for an Anguilla throw with 5 minutes remaining. Jordi Polanco, the lone name on the score sheet so far today. Slipped there by the Belize defender, but it comes off the attacker last. That was Kyle Lake Bryan trying to put pressure on, but it is a goal kick. And back in sunshine now, but we've had a fair amount of rain over these 90 minutes, so conditions slick. Almost created a problem for Belize there. They go up the other end, out of his area to sweep up there. Good reading from Jelani Lawrence, who, aside from that goal that he conceded in the 26th minute, has played well today and has made some important interventions to help Anguilla stay within 1. And the actual goal, one that I'm sure he'd love to have back as it squirmed under his body, one that he would normally stop, I'm sure. He's made a few other key saves and good moments like that last one to read that early and come out of his area to sweep up. This is a free kick for Anguilla. They almost give it away there. But pressing through that was Nathaniel Owen. Ball forward a little over ambitious for Kyle Lake Bryan. Polanco. Good class there. A couple of turns and shifts just to keep possession and ward off the attentions of Kane Connor. That ability to shift your body and keep a hold of the ball, especially when you're leading late like Belize are right now. So important in a midfielder. And that was good as well from Najib Guerra, and he wins the free kick. And Belize, the favorites coming into this match, and perhaps seeing just a little bit of that extra class in these last couple minutes as they try to see this across the finish line. A late double substitution for Anguilla. They send Javon Lloyd and Kamari Gums on for these final few minutes. awkward one on the edge of the area, and Belize, their goalkeeper Charles Tillett having to come. Ball sticking and hanging up on this wet surface, spongy surface. And that's another thing that can make life difficult for goalkeepers. Those bouncing balls just outside the 18 that in drier circumstances might roll into your box where you could just pick them up. You have to play them with your feet in conditions like these. Now Connor. Anguilla still dreaming of a late equalize, which would be a big result for them if they could snatch a late point here. Down this left side, that looks like it's headed out of play. It was kept in play, I believe, but it flashes across the face harmlessly for Belize. And it looks like it did go across the end line. A goal kick has been awarded.
Leaving the game, we have the number 9, Lamar Carpenter. And entering the game, we have the number 17, Javon Lloyd. Also leaving the game, we have the number 7, Kyle Lake Bryan. And entering the game, we have the number 3, Kamari Gomes. Thank you.
You hear the confirmation of those changes for Anguilla. Lamar Carpenter, the first player lifted. Kyle Lake Bryan was also subbed off. Remember, he was a second-half substitute in the first place, so that's rare. So into the final minute of the 90. We'll find out how much stoppage time we will have at the end of this second half very shortly. Lots of space for Polanco now. We're into 4 additional minutes, it looks like. Here's Polanco, and Polanco denied. Second ball is there. It's another save by Lawrence, and he falls on the rebound this time. Well, Jelani Lawrence continues to keep Anguilla in this. Polanco nearly had a double as he was able to work his way into the box and unleash that shot. Took an awkward bounce, it looked like, on Lawrence, and then able to save it his near post as well from the rebound. So we are into 4 additional minutes at the end of the 90. Second half stoppage time. Anguilla still within 1. They're going to take this throw again.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 4th official on the sideline has announced or indicated that there will be a minimum of 4 minutes of added time to the second half.
Throw to the edge of the box, repelled back out. And another one for Anguilla. Still just over 3 minutes remaining. Still work to do for Belize to see this across the finish line. And it will be another throw. Big difference here between a Belize victory and a 1-1 draw. A Belize win would see them go 3 points clear at the top of this group. A draw would keep them level with Anguilla. This is flicked to the top of the box. Wrestling match there. Serve toward the midfield. Chance to break here for Belize, but they don't execute it properly, and they give it right back to Anguilla. This is going to roll out into touch. Anguilla throw with 2.5 to play. And they look to swing it into the danger zone. It's headed clear. And now Polanco can go the other direction and looks to do exactly that. Strong tackle, but at the expense of a foul and a free kick, which will melt more of that clock for Belize. That was pretty late when you see it back. And it is a yellow card, I believe, for Kane Connor. Belize obviously not in any great hurry to take this set piece. They've led since the 26th minute, Belize. At the moment, they look as though they will lead all the way through. Still another 80 seconds or so for them to navigate as they look to keep this ball with Najib Guerra. Polanco, good touch. He's dragged back. That's a clear foul. Another free kick for Belize as they inch closer and closer.
Ladies and gentlemen, yellow card issued to player number 10 of Anguilla, King Connor of Anguilla in minute 90 plus 2.
So an attacking free kick here. We'll see how ambitious Belize choose to be from this, or whether they might just take it to the corner. It will be struck from distance, and it rises over the bar. Hit pretty well, but it kept on rising as it headed toward goal. Final seconds ticking away. Anguilla have got to go quickly here. Have to get the ball up the pitch right now. Referee checking his watch. Stefan Duar. Into the midfield it goes. Can Anguilla create one more chance? Not there. That might do it. Belize just want to take it to the corner if they can. That's tackled out. This will be a Belize throw. That's not the final whistle just yet. It is a Belize throw. But there's the final whistle, and Belize have done enough. The first half goal from Polanco stands up, and they defeat Anguilla today and go top of Group B in League C. It ends this afternoon. Belize 1, Anguilla 0. So Jordi Polanco, the match winner in the 26th minute. And Anguilla had a few opportunities here and there. They did well. It was a good showing from them, but not quite able to find any finishing touches in the final third. Belize will feel they probably should have scored a couple more of their own, but only needed one on the day. And so 6 points out of 6 for them so far in group play. Halfway through the group now, and they are very well positioned, at least for the moment, to earn promotion up to League B next year. They applaud their traveling supporters. We'll see our final match highlights and stats, the updated group standings, before we say goodbye in just a moment. So our full-time highlights from our 90 minutes this afternoon together. Belize and Anguilla took to the pitch here at the TCIFA National Academy in Providenciales in the Turks and Caicos Islands. Belize got things underway, but it was Anguilla who had the better of the early 15 minutes or so, and they had a great chance within the first 10 as the strike there from Lamar Carpenter after he was released by Jared Smena. Then an early opportunity for Polanco as he flashed that wide with the header. Some early problems posed by Kieran Lake Bryan, and here he flashed this curling strike toward the far post. Showed really good quality and technique to get this either on target or very close to on target, forcing the save out of Charles Tillett. But in the 26th minute, what turned out to be the lone goal of the afternoon arrived. Polanco, decent first-time hit, and it just surprised the goalkeeper, Jelani Lawrence, who otherwise had a good day and made some really good saves. But not his best moment there. In the second half, an early shot flashed just over the bar from Orlando Velasquez. And this one bounced through to Lawrence off the cross from Najib Guerra that was put into a dangerous spot. Anguilla pressed for an equalizer. This was a key block from Jalen Lennon as he smothered that shot by Delani Francis. The subsequent corner, again, the old cliche, could have gone anywhere. Goalkeeper was stranded. It ricocheted off an Anguilla player at that near post. And it fell kindly for Belize in the end. Almost a second goal for Belize here as the opportunity was presented but saved by Lawrence. But that would be all. Belize do enough for the single goal win. Here are the full-time statistics. 15 shots for Belize, 7 for Anguilla. 3 cards for Belize and 2 for Anguilla in the match. 69% possession Belize enjoyed. And Anguilla did have their moments of danger on the counterattack. 4 corners in the match for Belize and 3 for Anguilla. So it's the Jaguars, or the Unbeliezables as they're sometimes called, who emerge with the 3 points. And they are in pole position in Group B. So, we hope you enjoyed this broadcast here today. A good win for Belize, a strong showing for Anguilla, who still have every opportunity to earn promotion of their own, perhaps as the best second-place team. The second half of these group phases for these two sides to be played in October. Until our next one, for our entire production crew, I'm Donnie Barnes saying good afternoon.